The bosses of Japanese yokai were invented only recently, and the real samurai Pokédex reveals it.
Meet Nurarihyon, a bizarre old man with an unusually large, bulbous head. Today, he is feared as the absolute supreme commander of the Hyakki Yagyō, the night parade of 100 demons. But what exactly is the evidence against him? Open the Samurai Pokédex and look him up. Its creator, Toriyama Sekien, wrote absolutely nothing about his powers. No abilities, no lore, just his name. During that time, the word Nurarihyon, also used as an adjective, referred to a face without eyes or a mouth. He wasn't given the title of boss until a single book was published in 1929. It introduced this title for the very first time in Japanese history, calling him still in the evening lamplight, slipping in softly, Nurarihyon, the boss of monsters. One book, one sentence. The strongest boss in Japanese folklore was in fact a modern invention. But does that make it fake? Or are yokai living mythologies? Stories that evolve to stay powerful in every era.
Today, we're going to show you the newcomers who joined the yokai parade in later times. Rather than the spirits of old tools, known as the Tsukumogami, we will focus on these new arrivals. And Nurarihyon wasn't alone. Many of them went on to become Japan's strongest yokai legends. We'll trace their origins through the Ukiyo-e art of Kawanabe Kyōsai, a self-proclaimed Oni painter, and Toriyama Sekien, the creator of the Samurai Pokédex. By the end of this video, the Japanese demons and monsters in your favorite anime will never look the same again. You'll finally see the real, hidden anime inspirations that have been staring at you all along. The yokai parade that the samurai feared and loved. Let us witness its end.
The word echo comes from the nymph Echo in Greek mythology. She was cursed by a goddess and became nothing but a voice. In Japan as well, the sounds echoing through mountains and valleys were thought to be the work of a creature called Yamabiko. Toriyama Sekien depicted this creature looking somewhat like a monkey. However, a Yamabiko is originally an invisible sound yokai. It was also thought to be a bird, a dog, or even a tree spirit called Kodama. The name of the Shinkansen bullet train, Kodama, was also given based on this image of something as fast as sound.
This is Ubume, a female yokai holding a baby. She is known as a yokai who entrusts her baby to passing travelers. However, in some regions of Japan, she was equated with a monstrous bird from China. That monstrous bird is conversely an entity that snatches children away. Interestingly, two completely opposite legends, entrusting and snatching, overlap in a single yokai. This contradictory figure likely reflects the values of an ancient society that strongly desired to leave descendants behind.
This is Yamawaro, a one-eyed child yokai holding a tree branch. They're called both gods of the mountain and yokai. While fallen trees and rockfalls are said to be their doing, they also sometimes help humans. Occasionally, they will assist a woodcutter with their work, doing it dozens of times faster, and in return, they ask for a little alcohol or food as a reward. However, they are temperamental, getting angry if you don't give them the exact same thing every time. What's even more interesting is their extreme hatred for a carpenter's tool called a sumitsubo, inkpot. A sumitsubo is a tool used to draw perfectly straight lines using ink. It is said that the Yamawaro will never go near those straight lines. Did the god of nature despise the artificial geometric lines made by humans?
A snake-like body with 4 limbs and deer antlers, this Asian dragon is known as Ryu in Japanese. Western dragons are monsters that breathe poisonous breath and are targets for heroes to slay. In contrast, Asian dragons are divine beasts that control the weather. In ancient China, it serves as a symbol of the emperor. According to a legal scholar who served the first emperor of China, beneath its throat lies one inverted scale about a foot across. Whoever touches it will be struck down by the dragon. If you touch this scale, even the most gentle dragon will become so enraged that it will destroy a country. While it is not explicitly described as a weakness, it is often understood that way.
The moment you look at it, one thing is impossible to miss. Its eyes are pushed far out of its face, and it's unclear what they are even trying to look at. What are those dangling eyes attempting to see? Because of this Buddha appearance, this yokai is called Nuribotoke. From its back, something like hair hangs down. It's a fishtail trailing behind its body. The result is an instinctive discomfort. Unlike many other yokai, there is almost no story attached to it. What we know of it exists almost as these images.
A one-eyed yokai, the Japanese version of the Cyclops. In Japan, there is a legend that the god of the mountain has one eye. One-eyed entities can appear in a variety of settings, including giants, monks, and a child holding tofu.
Folklorist Kunio Yanagita states that yokai are originally fallen gods. He speculated that the Cyclops is also an example of this. In ancient times, there was a custom of injuring one eye or one leg of a person to prevent them from escaping. These physical characteristics gradually became associated with the image of a sacred being. Interestingly, regions with legends of one-eyed beings often overlap with ancient iron-making sites. This connection survives even today. The Hyotoko mask, familiar to many through Demon Slayer, is also said to be modeled after a one-eyed blacksmith god. Another example appears in Princess Mononoke and its world of Tatara iron-making. Workers ruined their legs from constantly working the bellows and damaged their eyes from staring into the furnace fire. Their own suffering was projected onto the gods they worshipped. In time, the gods were forgotten, but the legend of one-eyed, one-legged beings remained in the iron-making regions.
This composition is not unique to Japanese mythology. Even in Greek mythology, it is said that the Cyclopes forged weapons in the workshop of Hephaestus, the god of blacksmithing. One eye and iron-making. This is not a coincidence, but rather a universal image born from the memory of labor and faith shared by humanity. If you'd like more stories like this, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. The global game of telephone in folklore is happening right before our eyes. For example, Bugbear is originally a goblin in Old Scottish. However, in Japan, it was reinterpreted as a black, one-eyed sphere and transformed into the strongest American-made monster. Translation and misunderstanding. Eventually, with the influence of Shigeru Mizuki, the leading figure in yokai manga, the new folklore was rooted. His illustrations are extremely detailed. His comic book background art is especially impressive, adding to the spooky yokai atmosphere. If you have the opportunity, pick up a copy and take a look. The description section contains searchable keywords. If you're curious, try a search.
At the end of the picture scroll, there is a red sphere drawn that the monsters are fleeing from in fear. Originally, this symbolized the morning sun, or the light of Buddhist teachings. However, in the 2000s, the sun transformed into a completely different monster. In 2002, a toy maker likened this sphere to the Joker in a deck of playing cards and named it Kūbō, void. It is a fortune-telling term, meaning a state where one's luck is nullified. In 2006, the video game Okami reinterpreted this Kūbō as a boss character resembling a black sun. This image has been inherited by other works, and today it is becoming established as a top-tier, all-consuming yokai, much like the nothing in the never-ending story. Some might argue, don't rewrite tradition, but yokai folklore has always been shaped by 1,000 years of rumors and misunderstandings. In today's world, where cultural mistakes are rarely forgiven and new myths are hard to create, the realm of yokai might be the only place where fake news is still permitted. Dial telephones spread in 1926, and experimental TV broadcasts began in 1929. Soon, they will be 100 years old, the exact age an object must reach to become a spirit. It won't be long before televisions and phones join the march. The night parade of 100 demons is far from over. In Japan, such monsters were controlled through curses tied to names. Interestingly, samurai names also became long and complex. Why is it disrespectful to address him as Toranaga-sama? They are all interconnected. Next episode, why you should never call a Japanese by their first name. It is the story of a curse.
But before you go, let's see how much you remember from today's yokai parade. It's time for a quick yokai quiz. Question 1. In the yokai parade, what is Nurarihyon's role? A. Tour guide, B. Hero, C. Healer, D. Commander. Question 2. The Hyotoko mask of Demon Slayer is modeled after the god of what? A. Parade, B. Hunting, C. Grease, D. Blacksmithing. Question 3. Where does the folklore of the bugbear, who transformed in Japan, originally come from? A. Scotland, B. Sundaland, C. Swaziland, D. The United States. Question 4. The final parade yokai Kūbō has abilities similar to what famous entity? A. Darth Vader, B. The Nothing, C. The World, D. Voldemort. Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
Help motivate us to make more videos by liking and subscribing. Thank you for watching!